I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Well, what are you up to?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just chilling right now, getting ready for a lift in the morning at 10. That's about it.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Who are you playing next again?
We have Bucknell.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
Bucknell at home twice.
All right. That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, yeah,
Thanks. Thanks for meeting with me. Really glad I get to talk to you.
yeah. Of course, man. Of course.
I got some questions for you if you're ready.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever you're ready.
First, I'd like to show off and say thanks for. I got them in my display case in the right hand corner of the screen. I got.
Yes,
So we got
sir.
that and the Patriot League championship arm sleeve.
Yes, sir.
And of course, the 32 piece picture.
Yes, sir.
I got those all framed up. Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course, man.
And first off, what was the reason that you started playing basketball?
Um, the reason I started playing basketball, I honestly don't even remember. I was a football player most of my life.
Oh, okay.
Um, And then once I got into around seventh, eighth grade, I decided I wanted to start playing. Just seeing all the NBA stuff and
Yeah.
watching Tony Parker with the Spurs and everything. That he was a big reason why I liked basketball and the Spurs in general. So I just wanted to kind of try it out. Was pretty good at it from the start. Never was a guy that was looked at by a bunch of colleges or anything like that. But in my area, I was a pretty good guy. So I kind of stuck to it. Decided to work real hard on it, and I was able to get where I am today.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah, that's a unique way to get into basketball. Um, how does a kid from warm, sunny San Antonio end up at Colgate?
Man, I don't know. That's a question I'm still trying to answer myself. Days I wake up, I'm like, man, I don't know how I decided to come here. But they were a place that they took a chance on a kid who didn't have any offers. That didn't really have a bunch of looks in general. So they took a chance on me, and I decided to take a chance on them and come here. And even though it was a very different, change in a lot of different ways,
Yeah.
especially the weather. Yeah, so I decided to take the chance to come up here, and it worked out for me.
Okay. How did they go about finding you? Because you're definitely not local to them. Was it on the internet?
Yeah, so I actually sent out. Me and my mom used to send out a bunch of like film to a bunch of different coaches around the country, and
Okay.
Colgate, one of the places we sent stuff to. One of my coaches actually said that the type of email that we sent, they normally don't even open. Like they normally kind of just put those in like spam folders. And he
Yeah.
said if he happened to open mine, he saw my film, he's seen that I didn't have any offers, and that was the time when he was like, all right, this kid might be good. They told me to come to camp, came to camp, got the offer, and yeah, that's how everything started rolling.
Okay. Okay. And can you give some advice on kids that are trying to go D1 in basketball? What does it take?
Yeah, takes a lot of hard work. It takes tough work ethic. You got to be somebody who's not scared of rejection or failure. And I think just realizing that D1 isn't the only route. I think that there's so many ways to be successful when it comes to basketball. Just finding a way to get free education, and being able to help your family out with not having to pay, and being able to kind of push forward in life by having free education, going to school for free, and being able to do something you love while you're also working on what you might want to do in the future that might not have to do with basketball. So I think just realizing that basketball isn't the end all be all. Being a professional basketball player isn't the last thing that you can be in this life. I think that uh, so easily that as basketball players and even as sports players, sometimes we get hung up on trying to be the greatest in that and going to the highest professional level. And really, it's a tool that you can use to get to so many different places, so many different ways. So I think just having a tough work ethic and not being scared to fail, and then also knowing that education matters just as much as sports do. So
Okay. And now I know you have a quote that you like pretty much that I think applies to what you were saying there. Do you want to share what that is? Do you remember what that one was?
Oh, the if it don't apply, let it fly.
Yes.
Yeah. If it don't apply, let it fly. Yeah. That really just means, if it's not going towards a positive direction for you, if whatever you're doing isn't, positive for your life, you kind of need to let it go, let it fly. Things that aren't helping you push forward, those things all have to be let go. I think my coach has a great quote in control what you can control, and that's a big thing that if you don't let the things that can't really affect your life positively get inside of your space, it's hard to fail in any aspect of life. So
Okay. I have at the top of the screen, it's a little hard to see. I have a piece of paper taped to my ceiling with a couple goals that I have, and the number one thing I have at the top in parentheses if it don't apply, let it fly. So I wake up to that every morning. I always make sure to read the goals and just look it over before I start my day. And all right, we can do this now.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's very smart, man.
Thank you. And talk about what it was like being in March Madness when you guys went on that run of yours.
Man, I don't think there's nothing quite like March Madness. That's a
Mhm,
feeling like no other. Um, Being, in a place with like 20,000 people and playing, teams from all across the country, teams that you'd never see in a regular season. Normally, being able to be in front of a bunch of different crowds from all over the country,
mhm,
um, and just see players that you haven't had quite a chance of actually getting to see play in person, either in high school all the way through. So I think it's an interesting place. I think that the magic moment that you kind of feel there is really
mhm,
surreal. It's hard to duplicate. uh yeah, March Madness is just something like no other.
mhm. Okay. And how were you able to expose such a good Tennessee defense in the tournament that had four future NBA players on
Yeah. At the end of the day, basketball is basketball for me. So, I realize what works with some people. If you put in a lot of work with what you do, it's hard to stop almost anything.
it?
So I think for me, just all the work I put in up until that moment, all the blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifices and all those things I did growing up, led me to be very confident in a moment like that, to where I was able to, expose some of the little things in their defense. And also, credit to those guys. They played great defense. So just being able to kind of hit shots with, defense in your face and realizing how to kind of work angles and things like that. Especially when I had an injury at the time, I was able to kind of, get through certain things just because I thought the game and watched a lot of film and things like that. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's why I was able to ultimately have a good game against such a tough team like Tennessee.
Okay. And then, can you talk a little bit about some of the unique fan interactions that you've had during your years at Colgate?
Yeah, definitely. Had a lot of people that have reached out to me in support. Even you were special, that you sent those things and wanted autographs from me and stuff. That's such a blessing because for me, I wasn't a highly touted guy. I wasn't thought of as an NBA prospect or even a prospect, just a couple years ago. So it's a blessing, to have guys like you that really look up to me, and you guys give me even more fire to push through every day and work out and do the things I do, because I know I'm not just doing it for myself. I'm doing it to inspire others that also need inspiration, because I need it. So I'm grateful to have all the fans that come and send me things and want autographs and pictures and things. It's such a blessing.
Hmm. Okay. And I want to know how many times before COVID and everything, how many times were you stopped in the hallways for pictures or autographs walking to school?
Oh, here. um I mean, it really just depends based on the years. It's been different. After NCAA, it was a lot. Last season, it just really depends. Like sometimes I'll be out, like, and people want pictures and things like that. But Colgate's such a small place, so I know a lot of people on campus. There's no reason to even like do that a lot, but there definitely is times where people will stop me when I'm wherever, or out somewhere, and they'll be
Mhm.
like, "Oh, can I get a picture with you?" and things like that. So it's definitely nice. It's a blessing.
Yeah. Hmm. And then what are you studying in college?
Sociology.
Sociology. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What might you want to do with that possibly?
Honestly, that's a question I ask myself all the time. It's so hard, even being a senior, being in my last year and just finishing up my thesis. It's hard to figure out what you want to do. I think for me, sociology has just been so interesting, learning how people interact with each other
Mhm.
and all those great things of how we can kind of make society a better place and more equal for everybody. So I think just trying to figure those questions out kind of would lead to what I decide to actually do after I get done with basketball when it comes to things in sociology. So I think I don't really have an actual like job I have in mind, but definitely something that will push society forward in a positive manner, a more equal manner.
Okay. And then where do you hope to see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I hope to see myself in the NBA,
I
making money, having some good investments, giving back to my community, um, making sure my parents and my brothers, have, nothing to worry about, don't have to work if they don't want to.
Mhm.
Just, making sure my family's in a great spot. So I think hopefully in 5 years I can look back and be in that exact position. So
I definitely hope so too. That'd be so cool for you if you're able to go to the NBA and tear it up in there. I know you definitely got the skills for it.
thank you. Thank
You're welcome. And I guess my last question here is, or actually my second to last, is how far is Colgate going this year?
you. How far is Colgate going, man? I think the sky's the limit for our team. We got a young team. We got some guys who just work, uh, guys that never complain. This is one of the best teams I've had here in Colgate, just because how deep we are. We actually play like 10 players and possibly could play more than that
Yeah.
uh, on a nightly basis. So
Mhm.
this team is just so deep. It's hard to stop. We play defense very well. So man, I think honestly we can go deep into the tournament. We can have one of those Loyola Chicago runs, I feel like,
Mhm.
but we also have some things to work on before we can, get to that level. So
Okay, sure. And what do you do for fun that's not basketball?
that's not basketball. What do I do for fun? I like playing. I got the PS5 now, luckily.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I play a lot of Call of Duty, Cold War. I play 2K every now and again.
Mhm.
That's about it. I'm a gamer.
Okay. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were all my questions. Thanks for answering them. Oh, well, actually, one last one. Who's winning the chip this year in the NBA? Oh, that one.
Tough question, man. I think I'm gonna go with the Lakers, man. I'm gonna go with the Lakers. I think LeBron is on another mission, man. I think if LeBron can secure 5, that's like
I think so too.
big time. After a long time of them saying he would never get one, and being a guy who's now at the edge of 5 in year 18 is it's crazy to think, but I think that LeBron and the Lakers are gonna do it again. So
I think they got a good chance. I'm a Jordan fan. I personally hope that doesn't happen, but it's looking like it's looking like
yeah,
it might.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, those are all my questions. Thank you so much for talking with me. It was great to finally talk with you face to face.
Of course, yeah.
Mhm. And yeah, thank you and good luck the rest of the season, man. I'll be talking with you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I look forward to hearing from you.
All right, no problem. Thanks. Bye, Jordan.
All right. See you, Liam.